What's up, guys? Jason Was a Gentile is here. I wanted to share something that happened today with you. And so this YouTube channel is a ministry. I'm here to encourage you. I'm here to try my best to walk out being a follower of Jesus. And I'm not standing on the corner so everyone can see. That's not what this YouTube channel is. I'm just walking it out and I'm sharing what I'm doing with you so you can do it too. That's why I'm sharing this video with you. Okay, so I bought a homeless man. God bought a homeless man groceries today, and he did it through me. How's that? That's really what I'm saying. So I'm at the grocery store this morning to pick up some basic items, and I get to I get to the self-checkout and I buy the things that I'm gonna buy, bananas, apples, stuff like that, and some fruit because I just played pickleball for an hour, and I start talking to the kid that is he works there, and I've always kind of said hi to this kid anyways. That's called kindness, by the way. So if you're like, I want to do something for Jesus, but I'm not Charlie Kirk, I'm not the Apostle Paul, I'm just me and I don't know what to do. Start with kindness. Just be kind to people. Now be careful. Be smart. Use your street sense. But kindness is a heck of a way. It's a great place to start. And that's biblical. So in the book of Timothy, Paul tells Timothy to be kind. And so that's if you feel like you can be kind, that's the first place to start right there. Be kind and think about why. I'm being kind because I want to serve you, Jesus. Don't just be kind for kindness' sake, which is cool, but be kind and in your mind think, I want to serve you, Jesus. I'm being kind for you, Jesus. So there's that. So I'm talking with this kid, and he's like, how you doing? Which is not rare because I've talked to him before. And I said, yeah, I'm cool, man. I said, I've been playing pickleball, been working out. Let's see. I said, I've been getting crazy. I've been getting busy on my Bible lately. And he's like, that was my first little shot. That was my introduction. And he's like, oh, really? He's like, oh, yeah. He's like, I got a couple friends who, if you read like 2 paragraphs a day for a whole year, you can read the whole thing. And it like shocked me that he said that. See, this is, I want to warn you, if you're going to want to try to talk to people, at least for me anyways, you don't know where a person is coming from. You don't know what they're thinking. You don't know where you've been. You just don't know. And so just approach it from a humanity perspective. Like, this is a person. This is just a person, and I have no idea what's going on with this person. I'm just being kind. Seriously, that is a good approach. And I was like, no kidding. I was like, you read the Bible, dude? And he was like, yeah, I read the Bible. I've read the Bible a little bit. And I go, oh, cool. I said, are you a Christian? And he goes, no, I'm not a Christian. And he goes, but it's like ancient literature. It's like there's some history in there. It's worth looking at. He's like, it's worth looking at. And I'm like, for sure, that's dope. I was like, okay, cool, brother. Well, I gotta go. So now, because I just said what's going on with me. See, I feel like Christians, me included, you're just afraid to even say that you read the Bible. You don't even say you read the Bible. You won't even say you read the Bible, me included. So I was able to get a pulse on what's up with this cool kid by just saying that I read the Bible. And then I asked him if he was a Christian, and he said no. So now he knows I'm a Christian at the bare minimum, and I know he's not, but I also know he's willing to open the Bible. So that happened, okay? And then I turn, I says, all right, brother, we'll see you. And then I'm leaving. This is at the grocery store at like 9 o'clock in the morning. And so I'm leaving, and I look back, and I see that there's a guy at the self-checkout that's like 6 feet tall. He's like 6'5". He's like, I don't know, maybe he's about 6'2", 6'6". I'm sorry, 6 feet tall. And he's homeless. And I'm looking at him, and he's got like this stuff wrapped around his feet. I imagine his feet are swollen. A lot of homeless people have really, really swollen feet for some reason. And he is so disheveled. And I'm staring at him. And he's checking out his groceries. And I'm just stopping. I'm looking at him and I'm trying to discern. I'm trying to say, what is this? So I'm looking at this guy and I'm looking at the humanity of this. That's a person. That is an image bearer of God whom God loves. And I stand there and stare at him for long enough that he looks up at me. And then I said, hey, I can buy those groceries. I said, I can buy those groceries for you. And he was like, he had like a mask on, like one of those medical masks, which I imagine is because he's dirty and he's just covering his face as much as possible. And he goes, really? And I was like, yeah, I'm happy to buy those groceries. So then I circle around and he starts ringing up his groceries, and I'll tell you what he has. He has 2 big bags of popcorn. He's got a 2-liter of Coca-Cola, and he's got 2 tall boys of Arizona iced tea. I'm not willing to buy alcohol for a homeless person. I am not willing to buy cigarettes for a homeless person, and I am not willing to give a homeless person cold hard cash. But I will buy you food to feed you. I will feed you. Even if you're on drugs, I will feed you. But I will not buy you drugs. And I will not buy you alcohol and cigarettes. I'm just not going to buy you I'm not going to buy you any of that stuff. And so he's checking out, but I noticed that he's ringing up the groceries like kind of fast because he doesn't want to get it going. And I was like, don't worry, man. I'm not in a rush at all. You don't have to think. Don't worry about that. And then I buy him his food, which, by the way, it's such a trap that homeless people are in because you don't know why they're out there. A lot of times they're homeless because they want to be homeless. So they don't necessarily want things that I have to give them, And so, like, all I'm trying to do is be kind and feed you and then tell you why I'm doing this. That's where I'm at right now. And so I buy his groceries, he's putting them, and then I pat him on the back. And when I pat him on the back, I can feel, he has like a flannel coat. I can feel that it's all stiff and stinky and dirty. And I can smell him when I pat him on the back. I can smell the guy. He's tall. I'm looking up. And I go, hey, so I just said, so the reason why I'm doing this, purchasing this food for you, is because the Bible tells me that when I feed someone who might be in need, I'm feeding Jesus. When I do something for you, I'm doing it to Jesus. And I want to do things for Jesus because of what Jesus has done for me. Jesus has turned my life around. I'm changed from the inside. And so that was the extent of it. He goes, well, thank you. And I could hear he had like a humble, nice, like tone in his voice, which is way different than what I experienced with, I don't know if you've watched it, but I gave a Subway gift card to a homeless woman named Tammy, who was like delusional and missing teeth and clearly on drugs. And Tammy wasn't really humble. This guy, I could hear it in his voice. Was he on drugs? I don't know. Probably, I don't know, man. But I could hear some humble in his voice. Maybe I'll see him again. Maybe I won't. But that's the scope of my ministry right there, as it stands. And I'm sharing this with you so you can you can open your eyes to it. If you have some extra cash, I have a little extra cash. And so this is something that I can do. God has given the cash to me, and I'm here to be a steward of it, and I'm here to do that. And so as the Spirit moves me, I guess. And so none of that would have happened if I didn't have the eyes to see. And then one more thing. The boy, the Gen Z kid that I was talking to that was working there, that said he checks out the Bible, he was willing, he watched the whole thing. He heard me. He watched the whole thing. And so, I don't know. So keep in mind, one Christian plants a seed, one Christian waters. So don't feel like you need to have this big revival in one moment. Maybe sometimes that will happen. But a lot of times, it's the kindness. And so let me ask you this question. Do you think that guy's going to remember that a Christian bought his groceries for him and was nice to him and didn't ask for anything in return and didn't make him feel guilty for anything? Yeah, I think he's going to remember that. So now we got something to pray for. The guy's name is John. So if you want to pray over John, do it in the comments. And I'll pray for John too. Pray for me. And thanks for watching this video, and I hope that it has encouraged you. I hope that it has equipped you a little bit more. If you decide when you see a homeless person, if you're going to do anything about it, be careful and use discernment. All right, we'll see you. Bye-bye.